Hi guys, this is Nikki, also known as Faces Trader, and you're watching the Awesome 10x Global Market Update. It's December 3, 2020. Let's begin. So there's a lot of IPOs and there's a lot of after hours movement. You could see that GMHI is up 20% after hours, also known as Luminar. Luminar Technologies by Austin Russell is actually gonna have a change in ticker symbol later on. From GMHI, it's gonna be Laser. Actually, this name is a company that we've been advising all the time to buy. And this LiDAR company is gonna be 21 later on after hours. There are some after hours movers. Crowdstrike is up 8% after hours. Take note that it used to have this resistance at 147. Tonight, it's actually up 8%. I think it's already trading at about 162. Nonetheless, let's read that news for you. Let's read the news on CrowdStrike. And of course, Spotify actually managed to go all-time highs last night. It's now trading at about 320. There used to be resistances here at about 290. Now it's above 10% higher than that resistance. Should you buy $320 Spotify if you do not have this? This is, of course, an awesome 10x pick. We think that it's an awesome 10x name for so many reasons. You can go to our awesome 10x inner circle coverage of companies like Spotify and CrowdStrike. But let's watch the updates and read the news about them first. So why did they go all-time highs? Let's see. CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike is after hours up 8%, 3 earnings breakout. Okay. CrowdStrike rallies as profits and revenue blow past the guidance. Stock markets heat up after hours as CrowdStrike soars, beating all the quarterly reports. Let's read it. Good job, CrowdStrike. And of course, all the awesome 10x members who have CrowdStrike, hold on to your winners. Winners win. The stock market was a relatively quiet day, but not for CrowdStrike. It's a home run for CrowdStrike. They soared more than 11% in the after-hours trading. The cybersecurity specialist wowed investors with its third quarter results. Shareholders are optimistic about the company's next year. Growth pace continued at a breakneck speed, jumping 86%, 87% rise in subscription year over year. Gross margin continues higher, posted an adjusted operating profit, reversing all the losses last year. So free cash flow was more than 10 times, 10x higher in the third quarter of last year. 3Q19 versus 3Q20. Customers flooded onto CrowdStrike's platform. Company added 1,186 new subscribers in just the last 3 months, hitting 8,416. Moreover, the company has made more success in cross-selling multiple modules of its platform for existing clients, with more than 3 in 5 CrowdStrike users having at least 4 modules in use. CrowdStrike expects to remain profitable on an adjusted basis, seeing revenue grow continue to about $250 million on its top line. Moreover, partnerships with ServiceNow is firing and influential businesses like Ernst & Young. CrowdStrike is firing on all cylinders at a critical time for SaaS names. Now, of course, another company for us to also watch is Spotify. Let's read the Spotify latest news today. Guys, Spotify is now trading at all-time highs. They actually introduced 2 new things, engagement features and podcast momentum. Let's see. Spotify shares are hitting all-time highs after they introduced new engagement features, and people are loving it. 2020 is wrapping up, and Spotify is doing something for their records. Here, Spotify soars to a record amid the 2020 rap buzz. Let's see. Spotify shares hitting an all-time high over the new engagement features and podcast movement. Yep. So I think they reported that more than 10,000 content creators. Let's see. So let's see. Spotify stock jumped 12% after hours, closing at an all-time high of $320 per share. Investors evidently rallied over its data signaling podcast push, and it is gathering steam. The surge is pushing it at $60 billion, more than double this year since the start of 2020. Wednesday, Spotify unveiled its annual Wrap personalized experience for listeners worldwide. This 2020 iteration includes features designed to boost engagement, including in-app quizzes, ability to follow your top songs journey throughout the year with story of your 2020, and new personalized playlists, including your top songs and missed hits. The year-end wrap event is designed to ratchet up listening across Spotify's global user base, which is now totaling around 144 paid subscribers, up 27% year on year, and 320 million subscribers all the time, all over the world, who aren't paying. So around half of them are paying, another half isn't paying at the end of third quarter 2020. New this year, Spotify also opened up Wrap to non-Spotify users accessing the company's global listening trends via spotify.com/wrap. The Wrap creator experience for podcasters and artists, giving them their own individualized Wrap microsite experience, exploring the ways in which fans can listen to content this year. Spotify also introduced new metrics showing how users are listening to podcasts, including how many minutes were spent listening and binge-worthy podcasts of the year, the top trending 50 podcasts daily, and the top trending 50 in over a dozen categories and shows. Podcast creators will also get notification if they are getting listeners and more into their show. Spotify showed that they have spent about more than $800 million in the last 2 years. Of course, they've acquired Megaphone for $235 million in cash. They also bought Bill Simmons' The Ringer podcast and a media deal worth $200 million. Of course, they also acquired Gimlet's Media, Anchor, Parcast, paying nearly $400 million to them over the next with potential payouts of over 4 years, next 4 years. And also, of course, you are aware that Spotify signed up Joe Rogan, even Mrs. Obama, Michelle Obama. They've got this Kardashian West, Kim Kardashian West, and also they have the Marvel Avengers, or was it DC? I think it was DC Comics, a podcast collaboration with them. So far, there's about 65 million licensed songs, and creators can combine spoken word talk segments using the Anchor platform. So we have so many reasons why we believe that Spotify is an awesome 10x company, but don't. So I would say that I'm happier with the news that Spotify is doing an all-time high. I have zero plans to sell my shares on Spotify, and I would actually look to add more into this very good news and very good report. Also, I want to share to you what the features are with Spotify. No, so of course the Joe Rogan Experience, jump in App Store rankings. That's a podcast move. But can you actually double or triple your money even if you haven't bought your Spotify shares? The answer. Check out Awesome 10x. Yeah, so you go here to awesome10x.com, and you will learn how Awesome 10x makes money for you. Goes my courses. It's such an easy thing. Just join the classes, just watch the classes and read about it. Will give you all the entry prices for these companies. And of course, Spotify was a pick of ours since May 2020. So yep, it is one of those good companies that we love. So the answer is, of course, we are a buyer. It's just a matter of whether you can enter at the cheaper price. However, for companies like these, it's a winners win battle. So it's just winners keeping going all-time highs and all-time highs and all-time highs. What else? So Spotify is one, CrowdStrike is one. What have I forgotten? Okay, let's discuss some IPO segment. Affirm is going to list this year. Before this year wraps up, and this is one of those companies that I want everyone to be aware of. Affirm IPO, 5 things to know about this fintech company shaking up the online credit. Affirm is charging merchants, including COVID-19 lockdown beneficiary Peloton, to take on the risk modeling of customers who want to pay with installments. So guys, Peloton is at least $2,000. So if ever you don't want to pay $2,000 immediately and you want to pay $200 in tranches, Affirm can do that for you. Millennials are driving a change in the traditional idea of paying by credit, and soon investors will have a way to play that trend on the U.S. markets. Fintech firm Affirm, ticker symbol AFRM, allows consumers to split their purchases into installments, is now filing an IPO with a plan to list on the NASDAQ. It simplifies interest loans for others, and it's actually making purchases over time without incurring interest. Affirm is able to make money on its 0% annual APR installment option by taking a cut on the merchant end of the transaction. Say you bought a Peloton, they get a cut from Peloton, so you can pay for your Peloton bikes and pay for it without with 0% APR installment. The idea is that merchants are willing to pay Affirm to conduct risk modeling and offer its service as a way to boost conversion or the rate of online browsing that actually leads to a transaction. The 0% APR options generally net Affirm its largest fees from the merchants according to the company's prospectus. So Affirm helps the companies like Peloton sell those bikes and gets a commission essentially from these bikes. So though it also offers simple interest loans through which it receives fixed interest payments on the consumer end as well. So it's twofold. There's a 0% APR and also there's simple interest. So you can do a buy now and pay later. This is a trend which is highly popular worldwide, gaining traction in the US. Buy now, pay later is a trend that is estimated to handle at least 20% of consumers in Germany and Australia. This is a way for paying 1% of e-commerce payments in the US with room to catch up. So the biggest buy now, pay later is another fellow player with room to catch up in the US and elsewhere. The industry is just in the first part of its inning. Uplift is one of the buy now, pay later. Of course, there are some competitors. Sweden has Klarna, counting Visa as an investor, Afterpay, which is publicly traded in Australia, and the more travel-focused Uplift. So we can actually check these names, Affirm versus Klarna versus Afterpay versus Uplift. So who's Affirm? Of course, the founder is Mr. Max Levchin. He's a member of the so-called PayPal mafia. Who doesn't know PayPal when you have CEO Elon Musk and Palantir Technologies chairman Peter Thiel? Of course, these are blockbuster companies. Tesla is up a 10x move in just 2 years. In just 2019 to 2020, more than 10x move for Tesla. Palantir has done something like 3x since their IPO in the last 2 months. And of course, this is a company, Affirm is going to list this year, targeting to raise $100 million. And this is something that I think is going to be a blockbuster. How does Affirm work? Okay, you can learn more about it. You can just watch a class of Awesome 10X for these names. There's a lot of good names. Of course, I can discuss all of them, but I will just answer your questions right now. Chinese stocks are to be delisted. What are the chances? These Chinese stock delisting shouldn't worry you. Ever since Trump, nobody actually paid much attention to that. If you actually get scared of Chinese stocks, you are losing something like 500%, 500% to about 1,000% opportunity. Just to give you a clearer number, yes, you've missed a 500 to 700% opportunity if you listen to those delisting rules. Because, example, Pinduoduo, which is a Chinese company, has already gone from 20 to 150. This is the e-commerce player. First is Alibaba. Second is, of course, JD. Pinduoduo is number 3. IPO'd last 2018, and since then it went from about 20, around 18 to around 140. So if you pay attention on fears on these Chinese delisting, I think that you're only doing a disservice to yourself and missing out 500 to 1,000% moves. Xpeng Neo has done something like Neo has done $1 to $50, a 50x move in just this last 12 months. Xpeng has gone 20 to 75. The chances of these Chinese stocks to be delisted is far zero. Or even just 5%. Even if it does delist, it is not a problem because definitely they will have a home in Hong Kong. So anyone who's selling these Chinese names like Xpeng is actually doing a disservice to themselves. So take note that this Pinduoduo move. This is a Chinese name going from $20 to $150, or a 7x move in just July 2019. So if you want to continue missing out for 700%, be my guest. Awesome 10X is not going to do that. Palantir, in my view, is a good way to pick up $22 all the way to $18. It's a good entry format for those who don't have Palantir shares. Ma'am, is it good to pick up Array at current prices? Yes, in my view, Array, which is an IPO in the segment of solar trackers, is a company that, in my view, should be bought. This area at about 37 to 36 is a good area to pick it up. Although there is that resistance at $50, I doubt that you could get it at $30. Array shares fell on that $15 million secondary offering. So we can actually read the news for you on Array. Array was also given as a free Friday class pick. If you don't know what Array Technologies does, well, there's a solar tracker. You can watch Array Awesome 10X. You can find it in our YouTube channel. So Array Technologies launches a secondary offering of 25 million shares. Let's watch this. So of course, these companies are taking advantage of the level of liquidity that's happening in the market to get some money to beef up their balance sheet. Array said that this 25 million shares is pursuant to the 30-day option. Investors can purchase up to $3.75 million. It doesn't say here how much is selling that 25 million shares. However, in my view, that 25 million shares would be something in that in the average of 30 and 40. So it's probably gonna be an average of about $35. Either it's $35 or $40 or even at 45. So whatever that price is, I think that this level of 37.60 is a good midway point. So eventually, will it go $50 and beyond? My answer is yes. So it's a buy. It's a company that you want to put on your portfolios, another 2% or 5% exposure on companies like these. Eugene is asking, can we buy FCell at current prices? No, the answer is no. FCell, we gave a buy at about $2 area. It went to $10 after a 500% move. Even this $7, I think it's 300% too high to enter. I don't know if it goes $4, but definitely I'm of the opinion that this is too high to pick up. So at $7, my answer is no. Is API at 10x? Unfortunately, API seems to be one of our losers. We classified Agora as a 10x company, but this company has gone nowhere for us. The good thing is that all awesome 10x investors are diversified, and so it doesn't matter if Agora doesn't rise. Agora is still in our portfolio. However, it is one of those rare losers that awesome 10x has. So Agora is now trading at 37 and 38, still sleeping here. Even if we think it's a 10x, just a lot. Always diversify. We never forget. I diversify maybe at most 5% exposure on companies like these. Hypo, XPEV, Neo. What is your take on possible Chinese? So I answered that a while ago. If you follow these Chinese delisting, losing 50%, you're actually losing 500%. You're gonna lose out on about a 10x move. So you want to actually enter, and we last night bought more XPeng shares. It fell to about $50 below. It even reached 46.2. We were buying 46, 47. After hours, XPeng was already trading at about 53. It even reached as high as 57 intraday. I think that XPeng goes $75 and $100 the next couple of years. So the answer is buy those freaking dips. BTFD. Buy the fucking dip. Now for Neo, yes, we also gave a buy the fucking dip at about $35 to $40. I think it closed at about 41. So I think there will be some resistances at about $50. Do note that XPeng might have some selling pressure at about 60. The IPO of XPeng was $15. Nonetheless, these companies deserve to go 10x. So I think it's gonna go $100 pretty, not soon, but give them about 2 years. The answer will be yes. Harold is saying, I plan to enter mid-December this global market. Is there still a good buy on that time that could result awesome 10x? The answer is, of course, yes. So if you have been watching the channel, you will notice that some of the companies that you've listened to just last week have already done something like 100, 200%. So we could name drop a lot of names. Yes, Arcimoto went from 5 to 20. Yes, ChargePoint went from 12 to 20 to $40. Yes, your Palantir went from 9 to 20 to $40, now back to 20, which is a good entry area. So there is never a reason to actually delay. You should always invest, and you should actually look for companies that will 10x. And we have a lot of companies. I won't answer some of them. There are some companies that we have been picking up at about $10 to $11 to $12 that we think will go $100 in the next year. So there are definitely a lot of 10x opportunities. Our hit ratios are something in the realm of 90% hit ratio, which is why it is deserving of your money to just follow Awesome 10x And the reason that we make money while sleeping is that I verify, I take a look at the companies that should result in 10x, and usually the system actually generates that much money. So Justin is asking, hi, what percentage do you think Pfizer will gain the next few weeks? Pfizer is not covered in our company. I have no answer there. We don't cover Pfizer. So those that we don't cover, we have no comment. So the answer in that question is, I don't know. What percentage do you think Pfizer will gain? My answer is, I don't know and I don't care. Thank you very much. Please like and subscribe the channel, and do subscribe. You've got a lot of awesome 10x, and later on we'll have an awesome 10x testimonial on how a mom globally. Do you want to follow? Do you just want to make money while sleeping? The answer, of course, is follow Awesome 10x. Thank you very much. That's it.